Hi everyone, it's Elizabeth from Flowers Talk Tivoli and welcome back to my kitchen. I wanted to show you how you can make your own Paperwhite centerpiece for your dining room table or to gift to somebody if you'd like. So I'm going to start off with just some of our Paperwhites that we carry in the store. They're really, really nice. I do take off some of the outer layers of the covering, but pull those roots down a little bit, make sure they're not smushing up into the bulb. And then I've already taken a hurricane vase and I filled it with just about an inch or so of river stone, nice and clean. I'm going to take my bulbs and just gently nestle them into the rocks there, making sure that the rocks are going to support them and they're nice and upright. A container of this size, you could probably do about 3 in there. And nestling them down in. So you want to make sure that your bulbs are sitting upright and that they're nestled in there really well so that when they start to grow, the rocks will help support them. You could also take some winter greens and place those just to give a little bit of interest. They're not as pleasant of a bulb. Well, I guess no bulbs are really all that pleasant to look at when there's not much flower to them, but there's nothing really exciting going on with just the little shoots until you get some nice growth from the bulbs. And then I've got some little birch sapling pieces here. So putting those down the middle will help support the bulbs as they start to grow. So just popping those in there. So the birch branches will give a little bit of interest and then also some support when your Paperwhites are growing there. Nestle some more rose hips. You could do some little berries in there. Ilex berries would work well. Okay, so I've got my rose hips nestled in there. So it just adds a little bit of interest to it while we're waiting for the bulbs to shoot some growth. They take about 4 to 6 weeks to bloom or so. So if you want to gauge how you want them ready for the holiday season, you can continually plant them every couple weeks if you want. But it's a good time to get started, seeing as how they take about 4 to 6 weeks. So then you would add about probably about ½ inch of water or so, just so that the base of the bulbs are sitting in water, just so that they can get a drink, but you don't want your whole bulb submerged in water. One thing you can do too is after you have about 2 to 3 inches of growth on the top of the bulb, you can empty out the water and you can switch out the water for a mixture of vodka or gin, a hard liquor that's been diluted, and that helps the bulbs from getting really tall and leggy, because sometimes you'll get some of the really wispy greens and you won't get as much of a flower. So apparently, I haven't tried it, but I'm going to. You can give your bulbs a little shot of hard liquor, and it's supposed to help with the growth of them. I'll put the dilution ratio in the blog post that's attached to this. Another thing you could do is if you have a nice footed container like this, I've already gone ahead and put the rocks in the bottom of that. I've nestled in my bulbs. And then you could take just some decorative moss, place it around that. You could pop in some little pods if you want a little bit more of a natural look. You could do some little pine cones with it. You could do some real or artificial berry to give you a pop of color there as well. Again, if you wanted to add in some of the winter greens, it'll give you some really nice fragrance with the spiciness of the greens. And then again, adding in some of the water at the bottom of it until they get to about 2 or 3 inches of growth, and then you can do the shot of vodka with your bulbs if you want. There you are. So you have a really simple centerpiece that will last you through the holiday season. You can, if you want to slow down the growth too, just don't put your bulbs in a really warm spot or a sunny location. Put them in a cooler spot, and it will stop them from blooming as much or as quickly, sorry, and getting too leggy. Another thing you could do is make little individual arrangements like this, adding in again a little sprig of the greens and a little bit of the berry. Pop some of those branches in there. And once those start to bloom, they would look really nice all lined up down a kitchen island or on a dining room table. They also make really cute little teacher's gifts. Super economical and just a nice little token. Totally something the kids could do too. And they could bring their teacher something that will last them through the holiday season. So really easy, super affordable, and you can go in a bunch of different directions with your Paperwhite bulbs. So again, they take 4 to 6 weeks to bloom, so you're going to want to get those planted right away. We've got lots and lots at the shop, and then if you have any other questions as far as forcing bulbs, please ask us. We've got lots of amaryllis, hyacinths, and of course, Paperwhites. We'll see you at the shop.